Hello and welcome to another update on the Sherwood real estate market. My name is Steve Thoele. I'm principal broker with Premier Property Group. And this update is going to cover the last 8 weeks of market activity ending this past Sunday, August 27th. So going to share my screen with you now and go through the data with you as I always do. So first off, we'll look at active listing here. Active listing activity. This last week in Sherwood, I show we had 9 new properties come on the market, and you can kind of see it's been pretty steady over the past 8 weeks here on a weekly basis. Did have 1 week where we had 18, but other than that, been pretty steady. Had a low of 61 homes on the market here about 6 weeks back. That has climbed up to a high over the past 8 weeks of 87, this most recent number. So definitely have seen an increase in the number of listings on the market as we move through this last month and a half. Median price and days on market for those active listings, you can kind of see we're climbing over the first 4 or 5 weeks here up to a high of 857, and then we've dropped pretty considerably over the past 3 weeks, kind of down to 750 is the most recent number for the median list price right now in Sherwood. And similar trend here for the days on market. You can kind of see we got up to a high of 60 days here about a month ago. And then it's been trending back in the 30s over the past 3 weeks, and it had a low of 33 days here this last week for the most recent 87 homes on the market in Sherwood. So moving along to pendings, pending sales. So this last week I show we had 6 go pending in Sherwood, and you can kind of see again pretty consistent on a week by week basis here. Did have 1 week where we had 14 go pending. But you can kind of see we definitely been having a loss or a decrease in the amount of total pendings over this past month. Had a high of 56 5 weeks back, and hit a low of 33 homes in pending status. So definitely a slowdown as we've moved through August here in terms of sales activity in Sherwood. The median price and days on market for the pendings, that has definitely been on the rise. You can kind of see we hit a low of 700,000 here about 3 different weeks. Most recent reading that climbed up to 810,000 for the median price of the pendings right now, the 33. And days on market hasn't moved a lot. You can kind of see it's been pretty tight range here. Had a low of 19, a high of 25. This most recent reading was 23 days. So just a little bit over 3 weeks of market time in Sherwood right now to get things in contract that are selling. And then lastly, we'll look at sold listing activity. So as of the time I put the info together, we had 7 homes cross over from pending to sold this last week. Again, pretty steady on a weekly basis. And when I look over the prior 4 weeks of activity on a week by week look, we had a low of 27 homes that closed over the prior 4 weeks here 5 weeks back. And then it's been very steady here over the past 3 weeks in particular. Right at the most recent reading was 34 homes sold over the prior 4 weeks. So very steady on that measure. And the median sold price days on market for the solds, you can see we were kind of in the mid 6s for the most part. Did bump up to 775 here 2 weeks back, and then this last week fell back to 708 is the most recent median sale price for the most recent 34 homes that have sold. And the days on market, you had a low of 8, got a high of 22, and this most recent reading was 14 days of average market time for these most recent 34 homes that have sold. And then to finish it out, we'll look at the weeks of inventory, and the sale price is a percent of the original list price. So that weeks of inventory is the red bars. Again, pretty steady. And when you got relatively steady supply and closings, this is kind of what you get. So we had a low of just over 8 weeks of inventory, and a high of just over 10 weeks of inventory. So it's been kind of floating in that range. So most recent reading again about 2.5 months or so of inventory right now in Sherwood based upon current levels of supply and demand. And the sale price is a percent of the original list price. That's bounced around a little bit. We had a low of just under 96%. And a high of just above 98%. Most recent reading was just right at about 98%. So about, roughly about a 2% discount off of the original list price, which is, remains to be pretty strong in Sherwood. So So overall, we kind of continue to have a fairly strong, I guess I would say a fairly strong seller's market environment still in Sherwood. And, as we're kind of moving out of summer and transitioning into fall, typically we'll see a little bit of a bounce in the market, and we'll see if that holds true this year. In kind of the face of higher interest rates, we're still in the kind of the mid sevens for a kind of a traditional, conventional 30-year fixed rate loan. So it's not getting any cheaper for home buyers, but they're still out there, it seems, and they're looking to continue to buy homes. So we'll see if the trends continue or if things kind of start to slow down or continue to slow down, across the board as we're seeing in other markets here. So I hope that update was helpful for you. As always, if I can ever answer any questions or be of any help, please don't hesitate to reach out. My phone number and email address are down below the video. So don't hesitate to reach out if I can answer any questions. And as always, really appreciate any comments, likes, shares. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, really encourage you to hit the subscribe button from my YouTube channel. It's a great way for you to stay up to date on what's happening in your local market. So hope you have a great day and week ahead, and we'll see you on the next update.